Hello all, welcome to this daily news analysis, 23rd January 2021. So first and foremost, I would request you to read the newspaper and then come back to the daily news analysis. Second, I would urge you to solve at least 2 mains questions every day and 5 to 10 prelims questions so that you will be in touch, be it whether you're preparing for optional or for GS or for prelims. Ensure that you do this systematically. 2 questions from GS mains and 5 to 10 questions of prelims every day. Now coming back to the daily news analysis, flew among the feathers. This is the article that I've sourced from the editorial. So every Saturday we have one cover story. So this cover story is about the birds flu. You can read about this, but nothing much to take from this, but you can quote this as an example as issues or concerns regarding animal husbandry and poultry in GS3 paper. So this news comes handy in that way. So nothing much to read from this, but you can cite this as an issue, or something related to biotechnology. You can cite this as an issue. A pick between dark politics over collective resistance. So this article talks about the violence that took place in US Capitol before the presidential oath taking ceremony. So it talks about the harmful impacts of democracy. It also cites the book of Jason Brennan, Against Democracy, where Jason Brennan talks about how democratic participation promotes human beings to forget common senses. So the every year there is a question on democracy, either in GS2 or in your essay paper or in the compulsory English paper. So there was an essay, there was a topic on democracy this time also. So you can quote such examples. So this will give you a balanced view. So always when you write in essay or when you write in a GS studies paper, you have to be balanced. I know that we have many points pro democracy. So in this article gives points which is against democracy as well. It also cites points where democracy can have an harmful impact. So this comes handy that way. And this final part of the article I thought will be a good conclusion for your essay or for your answer. The collective power of the people mattered more than the power of the state. So you can cite this anywhere. This article, a new framework around caste and census, it talks about socio-economic caste census. So I have related it to GS1. So every article, as I told you, you have to identify which part of the syllabus it belongs to. So I have identified this article with GS1, Indian Society, and I have read the article, underlined the important points. So this article draws a comparison between census data as well as socio-economic caste census. So from this you have to understand how different is socio-economic caste census. Census is bound under Census Act of 1948, whereas socio-economic caste census is not under this act. This act guarantees that census data is held private and it will not be published. But socio-economic caste census does not give any such guarantee. And when you see caste is an emotive element, and if you have a systematic collection of caste data, this will solidify the caste identity, is what this article argues. So it talks about why it is why socioeconomic caste census is necessary, and how it is also going to impede the unity of the country. So this article gives an insights about socioeconomic caste census. And as you all know, socioeconomic caste census was done in the year 2011, and much of the data remains unreleased. So this is one of the issue that the article cites, that the release of data is not systematic and there is also delay in the data. This is just for your information. No second attempt for UPSC aspirants. There was a plea in the Supreme Court by aspirants whose final attempt was October 4th, 2020. But the central government has told there's no second attempt. This is just for your information. Tribal taboo haunts Kerala couple. This I would like to quote as an interesting article in Indian Society part GS2, where The customary ties and social norms play an important role. See, this particular person has married another woman who is his maternal cousin, and this community prohibits marriage, self prohibits marriage of cousins. So, look, they have been ostracized from the society, and they are forced to live far away from the town. And any, if they have to avail any help, they'll have to travel 30 kilometers, they have to row the boat, and then they have to go. So this is the hardship that they face. So you can quote this example in ethics as well. See how I'm interlinking GS1 GS1 on Indian society, and GS4 there's a topic on social norms, how social norms guides behavior. So you can quote this example. So GS4 is how you smartly read the paper. GS4 is nothing new. The syllabus is very limited, but how you smartly code the paper, how you smartly interlink the topic is how you will get an edge from others. Delay in releasing vaccines is understandable. So this particular interview is from Andre Arana Correa da Lago. He is the Brazilian ambassador to India. So this article you can read to understand Indo-Brazil relationship. As you all know, India and Brazil are on multiple platforms like IBSA, BRICS, and both economy are on very comparable scales in terms of area, in terms of landscape, in terms of population. Both of them are in very comparable scale. So you can prepare a mains answer on Indo-Brazil relationship GS2, how we are mutually complementing or how we are mutually conflicting relationship that we have between the two countries. This article, Myanmar, Mauritius, Seychelles receive Covishield. You can use this article as vaccine diplomacy, where India is supplying vaccines to most of the neighboring countries. We also have recurring news articles that are talking about this. So keep this in mind, that when they ask questions on Myanmar, Mauritius, Seychelles, you can also talk about how India is helping them through supplying vaccines, and how this is a soft power. In international relations, there are two powers. There is hard power, there is soft power. Hard power is the one which China is exercising through its military, armed forces, through threat, through violence, through aggression. The recent line of actual control aggression is an example for hard power. Soft power is other than violence. So for India, soft power is Buddhism, yoga. So vaccine also is a new addition to our soft power list. CBI books Cambridge Analytica, another firm in data theft case. So this is an example for cyber security. GS3 internal security, you can quote this. These three articles are pertaining to the tableau that is going to be presented during the Republic Day parade. So Navy is going to present a tableau on 1971 war. 1971 war, as you all know, this year it's coinciding with the Golden Jubilee celebrations. So you can prepare an essay or a answer based on the 1971 war. What were the strategies, what were the challenges, how did India overcome, what were the outcomes, and what is the significance, is how you have to structure this answer. So mostly related to internal security, GS3. Then also please note the tableau. These are important for prelims point of view, the tableaus of different states. So UP is going to have a tableau on Ayodhya, and labor law codes, as you all know, is being consolidated into 4 labor codes. So 29 labor laws are being amalgamated into 4 labor codes on social security, industrial relations, occupational hazard, and wages. These are the 4 labor codes, and the Ministry of Labor and Employment is going to present a tableau based on the amalgamated labor codes. India proposes, this is a very important article, please read this. India proposes to expand research tourism in the Arctic. So GS3, Science and Technology, Arctic Expedition. We already have an Arctic expedition called the Himadri. So this article is about how we have a new draft policy, that is new draft Arctic policy. So the objectives for this is expanding scientific research, sustainable tourism, mineral oil exploration. Please by heart this. So this might be a statement, this statement can be directly be part of your prelims question, or it can be part of your mains question, which asks you to write the significance of draft Arctic policy or India's interest in the Arctic region. So you can quote this point. And another prelims fact that I've seen in this data is the National Center for Polar and Ocean Research, which comes under the Ministry of Earth Sciences, is designated as the nodal body to coordinate all research pertaining to the Arctic region. And it also will help us understand the melting of glaciers in the Himalayan region, which is considered as the third pole of the world. Read this to understand what is the state of economy. Pandemic pushes state borrowing up by 82.5%. Because of the pandemic, state revenue has fallen to drastic scales. Because of that, they have to compensate for the revenue, because state cannot compromise on revenue expenditure, so it has to borrow from the market, and it has that has pushed the borrowing of states from to an unprecedented levels to of 82.5%. This is an important article which talks about RBI regulating NBFC. NBFC means non-banking financial corporations. These are registered under the Companies Act 2013. So what it proposes, it proposes a 4-tier structure. So RBI proposes a 4-tier structure for governing NBFC. In the first layer there will be NBFC BL, which is the base layer, then ML, middle layer, upper layer, then the topmost layer. So currently what is the mechanism is, NBFC is divided into 2 systematically important banks and non-systematically important banks. Systematically important banks are those with a worth of more than 500 crores. Now they are going to increase the limit to 1000 crore. So what does this systematically important mean is that a bank or a financial institution, when designated as systematically important, then if its failure will cause a huge financial crisis. The recent example which I can tell you about is ILFS crisis. You can go Google about it. You can see what was the cost, what was the impact, and what was the mitigation steps that were taken. So with this, I come to the end of the news analysis. So if you have any queries, please ask me in the comments below. I will definitely be taking up queries in the next video. And if you like the video, give us a thumbs up. Do like it, share it, and subscribe. Thank you.